Mustang, Blazer. For decades, these weren't just names on cars, they were American statements. One was the pony car that defined a generation of rebellion and open-road freedom. The other, a go-anywhere truck that practically invented the sport utility vehicle. But now, in an age measured in kilowatt-hours instead of cubic inches, these two icons are headed for a collision on a brand-new battlefield. This isn't about yesterday. This is the new American power clash. First, Ford took the Mustang, the very soul of its brand, and turned it into a silent electric SUV. It was a move so audacious, so controversial, it sent a tremor through the entire industry. Then, Chevy answered, resurrecting the legendary Blazer name for a sharp-edged, futuristic EV designed to be its electric spearhead. Both are 5-seat, all-wheel drive family cars, but one of them packs a staggering 615 horsepower and a 0-60 time that embarrasses supercars from a decade ago. And the other wears the pony badge. The question is no longer if these icons can survive the electric revolution, but which one will define it. Today, we're putting them head-to-head in a real-world test of family practicality, future-facing tech, and raw, unfiltered performance to find out. Names, heritage, and a mountain of expectation. Let's be clear, the names on these SUVs are both a blessing and a curse. When Ford announced the Mustang Mach-E, the collective gasp from car enthusiasts could have created a vacuum in Dearborn. A 4-door, all-wheel drive, battery-powered crossover wearing the sacred pony emblem? To many, it felt like sacrilege. The Mustang was supposed to be 2 doors, a long hood, a rumbling V8, and a whole lot of tire smoke. It was the blue-collar hero. To staple that legacy onto a family EV was a massive gamble. Ford wasn't just launching a car, it was putting the soul of its most cherished icon on the line. The expectation wasn't just for it to be a good EV, it had to be a good Mustang. Chevy's path with the Blazer name is different, but just as loaded with history. The original K5 Blazer was a beast, a full-size 2-door monster built on a pickup frame, designed to conquer trails and look terrifying in your rearview mirror. Over the years, it softened, shrinking into the S10 Blazer that became a 90s suburban staple before vanishing, only to be reborn as a stylish, Camaro-faced crossover. Now, as the Blazer EV, it's been transformed again, this time as a flagship for General Motors' high-tech ambitions. It carries the swagger of a Camaro, but it's built on the advanced Ultium platform, the foundation for dozens of future GM vehicles. So while the Mach-E has to live up to the spirit of one car, the Blazer EV has to carry the weight of its own jumbled past and prove the promise of GM's electric future. This all matters because it shapes how we feel before we even get in. It sets our expectations for how they drive and how they make us feel. Is the Mach-E's silent, instant rush a worthy trade for the gut-punch roar of a 5.0-liter V8? Does the Blazer EV's futuristic cockpit deliver on its sci-fi promise? Or does it feel like an appliance? These aren't just SUVs. They are rolling statements of intent. And today, we find out if those statements hold up. Design and first impressions. The shock of the new walk up to these two, and you're immediately struck by how differently their designers see the future. The Ford Mustang Mach-E is all about athletic tension. You can tell the designers fought to bake in as much Mustang DNA as a crossover body would allow. You see it in the powerful rear haunches, the long, sculpted hood, and, of course, the signature tri-bar taillights that do a little welcoming sequence. It's an undeniable Mustang cue, and it just works. The aggressive front end and angry-looking LED headlights give it a look that screams performance, even when it's parked. But then there are the quirks. Instead of handles, you get little black buttons that electronically pop the doors open. It's a futuristic touch that can feel a bit gimmicky, and from certain angles, the proportions can look a little stretched. A visual reminder that this is, after all, a high-riding family vehicle. Still, it's a handsome machine, and in the GT trim with its unique front end and 20-inch wheels, it has serious street presence. It successfully translates the vibe of a Mustang into a new shape. Then you turn to the Blazer EV. Where the Mach-E is muscular, the Blazer is sharp, angular, and unapologetically futuristic. It looks like it drove right off a movie set. The design takes the Camaro-inspired look of its gas-powered sibling and turns it up to 11. A razor-thin light bar stretches across the entire front, dipping down to illuminate the Chevy bow tie as you approach. It's pure automotive theater. The body is a collection of sharp creases and aggressive lines, making it look lean and low, especially in the sporty RS trim with its massive 21-inch wheels. The top dog SS model takes it even further, looking every bit the 615 horsepower beast that it is. The contrast is even more dramatic inside. The Mach-E greets you with a minimalist cabin dominated by a single feature, a massive 15.5-inch vertical touchscreen. It controls almost everything in the car, from maps and music to climate control. It's clean, tech-forward, and feels heavily inspired by a certain Silicon Valley automaker. Thankfully, Ford included a simple, elegant physical volume dial, a small but hugely welcome touch. The driver gets a small 10.2-inch screen behind the wheel, showing only the essentials. Open the Blazer EV's door, and it's a different universe. First thing you notice? There's no start button. The car is on the moment you sit down with the key. Your eyes are immediately pulled to the colossal 17.7-inch main display, canted slightly toward the driver and paired with a separate 11-inch digital instrument cluster. It's a wall of pixels that feels like a fighter jet cockpit. But unlike Ford, Chevy didn't go all in on touch. Below the screen, you'll find a row of beautifully designed physical toggle switches for the climate controls, flanked by large turbine-style air vents lifted straight from a modern Camaro. It's a fantastic blend of high-tech screens and satisfying old-school physical controls. It feels sporty, driver-focused, and incredibly modern. The question is, which do you prefer? Ford's clean minimalism or Chevy's high-tech cockpit? The family test: practicality, space, and real-world livability. A performance badge and a futuristic design are great, but at the end of the day, these are still SUVs. They need to haul people, pets, and all the stuff that comes with daily life. This is where spec sheets can be deceiving. Let's start with people. Both offer seating for 5 adults in a surprisingly airy cabin, thanks to the flat floors common in EVs. Up front, there's plenty of headroom and legroom in both, with comfortable, supportive seats. The Blazer's cabin does feel a bit wider, giving the driver and front passenger a little more elbow room. That feeling continues in the back seat, where the Blazer's slightly longer wheelbase pays off with a bit more legroom and shoulder room. It's the more comfortable choice for hauling 3 people in the back or for longer trips with lanky teenagers. But how they feel on the road, that's a completely different story. The Mustang Mach-E, true to its name, has a firm, sporty suspension. On a smooth, curvy road, it's fantastic. The car feels planted, controlled, and eager to turn. But on the broken pavement and potholes of a typical city, that firmness can make the ride feel busy and occasionally jarring. It's not punishing, but it's a constant reminder of its performance-focused mission. The Blazer EV, on the other hand, is tuned for comfort. It glides over most road imperfections with a smoothness that feels more like a luxury car. It's the kind of ride that won't wake a sleeping baby in the back. The Blazer is the clear winner for overall family comfort. Now let's talk about hauling stuff. Behind the rear seats, the Mustang Mach-E offers a generous 34.4 cubic feet of space. The Blazer EV offers a noticeably smaller 25.5 cubic feet. In the real world, that gives the Mach-E a clear advantage for fitting bulky items like a big stroller or luggage for a family vacation. But the real game changer is up front. Pop the hood on the Mach-E and you find a 4.7 cubic foot front trunk, or frunk. It's a genuinely useful, drainable space that's perfect for stashing charging cables, groceries, or a couple of backpacks. It's a brilliant use of space that adds a ton of everyday practicality. Now pop the hood on the Blazer EV. You'll find nothing. Just a sea of plastic covers hiding electronics. There is no frunk. For a vehicle built on a dedicated, state-of-the-art EV platform, this feels like a massive oversight. That extra storage space in the Mach-E is a significant practical advantage that the Blazer simply can't counter. It's a decisive win for Ford in the utility department. The Tech Showdown, a tale of two philosophies. This is where the battle gets personal, and where your feelings about technology will likely seal the deal. We're living in the age of the software-defined car, and these two represent a major fork in the road. Inside the Mach-E, that 15.5-inch vertical screen runs Ford's Sync 4A system, which features seamless wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Your phone connects effortlessly, and your familiar apps and maps fill a large part of the screen, right alongside the car's native controls. It's intuitive, it's what most people are used to, and it just works. Ford also offers Blue Cruise, its hands-free highway driving system that can handle steering, braking, and even lane changes on mapped highways. It's a robust, user-friendly tech suite that prioritizes flexibility. Now, step into the Blazer EV and prepare for a very different philosophy. General Motors made a bold and controversial call. There is no Apple CarPlay and no Android Auto. You cannot project your phone's interface onto the car's screen. Instead, the Blazer's huge 17.7-inch display runs an infotainment system with Google built in. This means Google Maps, Google Assistant, and the Google Play Store are baked right into the car. On one hand, the integration is fantastic. Google Maps on a screen this large is a revelation, and it can even estimate your remaining battery at your destination and plan charging stops. The Google Assistant voice commands are fast and accurate. On the other hand, you're forced into the Google ecosystem. If you're a die-hard Apple user who relies on Apple Maps or Apple Music, you're out of luck. You can stream audio via Bluetooth, but the deep integration you're used to is gone. It's a gamble some will love and others will hate. For driver assistance, Chevy offers Super Cruise, which works on an even more extensive road network than Blue Cruise, and is widely seen as one of the smoothest, most confidence-inspiring systems out there. So who wins? It's complicated. If you value flexibility and want your car to be a seamless extension of your phone, the Mustang Mach-E is the undeniable winner. But if you're willing to live in the Google ecosystem to get what might be the best native navigation and a more advanced hands-free driving assistant, the Blazer EV makes a compelling case. The American power clash, where the rubber meets the road. This is what it all comes down to. Do these EVs live up to the power clash in the title? Absolutely. But they deliver that power in fascinatingly different ways. Let's talk numbers, because they're staggering. The top-tier Mustang Mach-E is the GT. It packs dual motors, all-wheel drive, and a breathtaking 480 horsepower with 600 lb-ft of torque. Opt for the GT Performance upgrade, and that torque number jumps to a massive 700 lb-ft. The result is a 0 to 60 mph sprint as quick as 3.4 seconds. Let that sink in. The instant, silent wave of torque is genuinely shocking. Chevrolet's answer is the Blazer EV SS. The Super Sport badge is Chevy's most sacred performance name, and they didn't use it lightly. The SS boasts a dual-motor setup that produces a mind-bending 615 horsepower and 650 lb-ft of torque in wide-open watts mode. Chevy claims a 0-60 time of under 4 seconds. While the top-spec Mach-E might be a hair quicker in a drag race, the Blazer SS brings more raw horsepower to the fight. But the real story isn't about the top-tier models few will buy. In the heart of the lineup, where most people shop, the tables are turned. An all-wheel drive Blazer EV RS gets to 60 mph in a respectable but not thrilling 6.0 seconds. A comparable Mustang Mach-E Premium with an extended range battery and all-wheel drive does the same sprint in a blistering 4.1 seconds. That's not just a little quicker. That's a different league. In the trims most customers will actually buy, the Mustang is the faster car. But performance is more than just a 0-60 time. It's about how a car feels. This is where the Mustang's heritage truly shines. The Mach-E's steering is precise and direct. Its chassis feels tight and responsive, eager to dive into a corner. That firm suspension that can be a pain in the city becomes a huge asset on a winding road, keeping the car flat and composed. It genuinely feels like a Mustang, a big, heavy, silent Mustang, but a Mustang nonetheless. It's built for people who love to drive. The Blazer EV is a different animal. It's fast, yes, but its main mission is to be a confident and comfortable cruiser. The steering is predictable but lacks the sharp feedback of the Ford. It handles competently, but you feel its size and weight more than you do in the Mach-E. It's less of a sports car and more of a muscle SUV, incredibly quick in a straight line, but happier on a highway than a back road. If you're looking for a vehicle that delivers true driving engagement and quicker acceleration across most of its lineup, the Mustang Mach-E is the clear champion. The road trip test: range, charging, and a question of convenience. For any EV, the road trip is the ultimate test. It's a trial by fire of range, charging speed, and the anxiety that comes with both. Here, the battle is a nail-biter. First, range. On paper, the Blazer EV takes a narrow victory. The rear-wheel drive RS model boasts an impressive EPA estimated range of up to 334 miles. The Mach-E is right on its heels, with its longest-range premium RWD model offering up to 320 miles. In the real world, these numbers vary wildly, but it's fair to say both offer more than enough range for daily driving and can comfortably handle longer journeys. But the more important number for road trips isn't max range, it's charging speed. And here's where the Blazer lands a serious counterpunch. Thanks to its advanced Ultium battery architecture, the Blazer can accept a DC fast charge at speeds up to 190 kilowatts. Under ideal conditions, Chevy claims this can add about 78 miles of range in just 10 minutes. The Mustang Mach-E, while solid, maxes out its charging speed at 150 kilowatts. That might not sound like a huge difference, but over a 500-mile trip with a couple of charging stops, that time adds up. The Blazer's ability to get back on the road faster is a significant advantage. Both Ford and Chevy have partnered with Tesla to give their drivers access to the vast supercharger network. which is a massive win for everyone. But when it comes to the hardware in the car itself, the Blazer EV's faster charging gives it the clear edge in the crucial road trip test. This is one of the closest fights we've ever refereed. One car is a driver's dream with a practical frunk and familiar tech. The other is a comfortable, fast-charging road tripper with a stunning, futuristic interior. The choice is anything but simple. So, we want to hear from you. Which of these electric titans would you park in your garage? The Mustang Mach-E or the Chevy Blazer EV? Let us know in the comments below. And if you're enjoying this deep dive, make sure you hit that subscribe button because you won't want to miss our next clash of champions. The verdict, crowning the American EV champion. After days of testing, charging, and living with these two revolutionary machines, it's time to crown a winner. This has been a true clash of titans, with each vehicle bringing a completely different philosophy to the table. There is no simple answer, but there is a definitive one. Let's recap the score. The Chevrolet Blazer EV wins on several key fronts. It offers a more comfortable and spacious ride for passengers. Its maximum range is slightly higher, and its faster DC charging speed is a real-world advantage on road trips. The interior, with its massive screens and blend of touch and physical controls, feels a generation ahead of the Ford. And if you're willing to leave CarPlay behind, its Google built-in system is slick and powerful. The Ford Mustang Mach-E lands its punches in areas that speak to the enthusiast's heart. It is, without a doubt, the more engaging and fun car to drive. Its acceleration is significantly quicker in the trims most people will actually buy. Its infotainment with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto is more user-friendly for the vast majority of buyers. And then there's the frunk. That simple, practical front trunk is a massive win for everyday utility that the Blazer just doesn't have. Finally, the Mach-E has a significantly lower starting price, with the base model starting around $38,000 compared to the Blazer EV's starting point closer to $45,000, making it a stronger value from the get-go. So, who are these cars for? The ideal Blazer EV owner is a tech-forward family who prioritizes road trips, comfort, and cutting-edge design. They're either in the Google ecosystem or willing to be. They want the latest in-car tech, the fastest possible charging, and a smooth, quiet ride. For them, the Blazer EV is an almost perfect vision of the future. The ideal Mustang Mach-E owner is someone who needs the space of an SUV but refuses to give up the joy of driving. They want sharp handling and instant acceleration. They want their tech to work seamlessly with their phone, not replace it. And they appreciate clever, practical features like the frunk and see the value in getting a more athletic, fun-to-drive package for less money. Our task was to find the definitive winner based on practicality, technology, and performance. The Blazer EV is a fantastic vehicle, but it has two major flaws. The lack of a frunk is a baffling omission for an SUV, and locking users out of Apple CarPlay and Android Auto is a user-hostile gamble that will alienate a huge part of the market. The Ford Mustang Mach-E, on the other hand, feels like the more complete and considered package. It masterfully balances thrilling performance with smart practicality. It delivers a driving experience that lives up to its legendary name, while also providing clever storage and a tech interface that people actually want. It may not charge quite as fast or ride quite as smoothly, but it excels in more areas, more of the time. For its superior driving dynamics, smarter use of space, more flexible technology, and stronger overall value, the Ford Mustang Mach-E is the winner of this American power clash. Two American legends, reimagined for a new world. One is a bold, futuristic statement from Chevrolet, a comfortable and capable cruiser that points to GM's electric future. The other is a true Mustang for the modern age, a car that proves a family-hauling EV can still have the soul of a sports car. The Blazer EV is an impressive glimpse of what's to come, but the Mustang Mach-E is the complete package here and now. The power clash is over, but the electric revolution is just getting started. We are witnessing the birth of a new generation of American muscle, and the future has never looked faster.